You save up, you work hard, you walk into that dealership and drop 60, 70, hell, maybe even $90,000 on a beautiful loaded luxury truck. Right now, somewhere in America, that exact truck is sitting in a service bay. The advisor just handed the owner an estimate, and it looks like a cartel ransom note. Today, we're counting down the 5 luxury trucks that will absolutely wreck your financial world after that warranty runs out. These aren't base trim problems. These are top of the line, leather and wood. Look at me, everybody. I'm better than you trucks with catastrophic mechanical failures hidden underneath all that chrome and heated and cooled leather. Now, real quick, if you're tired of all these AI automotive channels taking over YouTube, how about hitting that subscribe button in support of us real content creators out here? Okay, now let's get into it.
The Ram 1500 Limited looks like $1 million. Panoramic sunroof, Harman Kardon audio, that beautiful quality leather interior. But let's talk about what's going on underneath that beast. The air suspension. When it works, it's smooth. When it fails, and it will fail, you're looking at anywhere from $1,200 to $2,800 per corner to replace the air strut assemblies. And they don't just go one at a time. They tend to go together. The compressor runs constantly, trying to compensate, and then that bad boy just burns out. Now you've got 2 expensive repairs stacked on top of each other. And then there's the electrical system. The limited trims run a staggering number of modules. You get phantom warning lights, modules that lose communication with each other for no reason at all, and a 12-volt battery that drains overnight. The technicians spend hours with scanners just trying to figure out where to start. Now, out of warranty, those diagnostic hours bill at full shop rate, and you pay for every single second of it. The Ram 1500 Limited is a beautiful truck, but it is not a cheap truck to own. Next up, we have the Ford F-150 King Ranch with the Power Boost hybrid powertrain. Now on paper, it makes all the sense in the world. Massive horsepower, matching torque, and onboard generator power to run your house or just your tools. But when that warranty drops off, the reality, it sets in. The biggest issue right now is inverter failures. The power inverter, the component that converts DC from the battery to AC for the outlets and the drivetrain, is failing on high mileage trucks. The replacement cost out of warranty is somewhere north of $4,000 in parts alone. When it glitches, your fuel economy numbers drop, the electrical assist disappears, and the truck suddenly feels like a heavy, naturally aspirated V6 instead of a hybrid. This powertrain has 3 overlapping systems: the twin-turbo EcoBoost V6, the electrical motor integration into the 10-speed transmission, and the hybrid battery management system. When something goes wrong, the diagnostic process is incredibly lengthy and expensive. Most independent shops, they won't touch it, meaning you're stuck at a Ford dealer paying premium labor rates. You're paying for a truck that out-earns most trucks on a good day, but when it has a bad day, it has a very expensive bad day. Now, at number 3, we have the Toyota Tundra Capstone. Toyota wants you to think this is the new gold standard of luxury reliability, but under the hood is that same twin-turbo V6 that has been destroying itself on highways pretty much since day one. Okay, so if you listen to Toyota's corporate PR team, they'll tell you this massive engine failure crisis is just because some manufacturing debris was left inside the motor at the factory. I'm sure we've all heard this. Well, in my humble opinion, it's the dumbest corporate cover-up in automotive history. Now again, from my understanding, to believe that, you have to believe that multiple assembly plants across different regions all simultaneously forgot how to clean an engine block for 3 straight model years. Yeah, it's complete corporate garbage. This is not a factory cleaning problem. It is a fundamental lubrication failure. The design starved the number one main bearing of oil under load. It gets white hot, spins the bearing, and destroys the engine. It's pretty much that simple. So yeah, Toyota can claim that they enhance their cleaning procedures all they want, but a clean factory floor does not fix a bad blueprint. You know, watching Toyota executives dodge the blame on this one is like watching a 12-year-old little girl try to explain who really broke the vase. They just cannot admit they screwed up the engineering. To make matters worse, fixing this requires a technician to lift the entire cab completely off the frame just to get to the block. If you buy a capstone out of warranty, you are holding a massive, very nice-looking financial liability. All because Toyota tried to blame a design failure on a few imaginary metal shavings. Okay, so coming in at number 2 is the GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate, or Chevy High Country, running the 3.0-liter Duramax diesel. Now, the new LZO variant of this engine is smooth and the fuel economy is, well, it's incredible. But luxury truck buyers need to understand the mechanical trap waiting for them long term. General Motors decided to drive the oil pump on this engine using a wet belt, because of course they did. And they didn't put it in the front where it belongs. No. They buried it at the very back of the engine block, completely flush against the firewall. GM claims this belt is good for 200,000 miles. Wanna bet? Because wet belts, they degrade over time from heat and engine oil. When that belt needs to be replaced, or if it fails early, it is a labor nightmare. The technician has to completely drop the transmission and transfer case out of the truck just to access the rear of the engine block to swap a rubber belt. It turns a standard maintenance item into a multi-$1,000 labor bill. It's brilliant for GM's dealership service departments, but it's a complete trap for the guy who owns this thing out of warranty. You know, every truck we've talked about so far has a serious flaw, but most of them will at least give you a warning before they empty your bank account. You'll hear the air compressor groaning on that fancy Ram, or you'll see a hybrid light pop up on that shiny Ford. But this last one, oh buddy, it doesn't play that way. It will run down the interstate perfectly at 70 miles an hour, and a fraction of a second later, you're steering a heavy, lifeless piece of metal with zero power brakes, zero power steering, and a ruined block. Let's talk about the ultimate luxury truck trap. At the number 1 spot, we have anything running General Motors 6.2-liter V8. If you buy a High Country, a Denali Ultimate, or a Cadillac Escalade, this is the top-tier engine option you pay a massive premium to get. For years, truck guys thought this was the safe bet because it's a big, naturally aspirated pushrod V8. No turbos, no complex hybrid batteries, just pure displacement. But right now, this engine is the single biggest liability on the American market. The federal government has been actively investigating these motors because they are literally locking up at highway speeds. And if you listen to GM's corporate PR machine, they're trying to claim it was just a little bit of manufacturing sediment and debris left inside the block from the factory. Sound familiar? It's yet another engineering disaster. The crankshaft dimensions and surface finishes coming out of production have been completely out of spec, and the oil routing starves the main bearings. It gets, again, white hot, spins the bearing, and completely seizes the motor. And what was GM's genius multi-million-dollar recall fix? They told dealerships to drain the factory recommended oil, fill it up with thicker oil, and slap a new oil cap on it. I am not making this shit up. They tried to fix a catastrophic structural crankshaft defect with a thicker bottle of fluid and a plastic cap. And surprise, surprise, the feds just had to reopen the entire investigation because vehicles that got the thick oil fix, brand new showroom trucks, and even GM's freshly replaced crate engines are still throwing rods and locking up with less than 5,000 miles on the odometer. So, if you buy one of these trucks out of warranty, that crankshaft lets go, GM isn't saving you. You are looking at a minimum of $12,000 to $15,000 out of your own pocket for a new crate engine that might have the exact same defect baked into it right out of the box. This is the definition of stupidity.
Look, I'm not here to tell you never to buy a luxury truck. I may even look at one of these 10 years from now. Well, not one of these particular trucks. These are pretty much polished shit boxes. But anyways, they are fancy, and I'm sure they make people feel really good about themselves driving them. But I'm also not going to sit here and pretend that paying premium money guarantees you a premium problem-free ownership experience, because it damn sure doesn't. Now, know what you're buying. Know what's being reported on what you're attempting to buy. Budget for that repair that most likely is coming, because on some of these models, I can pretty much guarantee those repairs are coming. Now, if this video saved you from a bad decision or helped you ask better questions at the dealership, drop a comment down below. Tell me which truck you're driving and how it's holding up. And if you want to know the trucks on the other side of this list, the ones that actually earn their luxury price tag without destroying your wallet, that video is coming up next. Now, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you at the next exit.